Hey guys,
No.
Hey guys, Flex Wendel here with Shamrock Fitness at the Detroit Pro Show, and I'm here with Ian Valier.
Yep.
So, Ian, how's Detroit treating you?
It's good, man. This is it's actually my first time to Detroit, I think. I've been to the airport like 3,000 times, but to the actual city, so it's good. We went and trained at Mike Israel's gym yesterday, which was super cool. You know, you had like a star-studded cast there. I mean, like me, Samson, Hunter, everyone there was, Sam Sulek. We had all the big name bodybuilders in there, so it was a real cool atmosphere to train in. Seth Ferosi was there with us, so definitely an awesome time to get to relive my glory days as a bodybuilder, train with these kind of guys. So it was awesome. Then the show here today has been great. The competitors all looked really good, even though it was a small lineup. It was definitely a quality one. Martin and Vito looked crazy good. And then to have an event like this, at a smaller show, have the expo and, have a lot of opportunities for the fans to meet different athletes and stuff is really cool. So I'm definitely having a good time.
So my dad told me about this new app
Sure.
Yeah, so about your new app. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm working on it. It's going to be like, basic kind of training nutrition thing, but what we're doing is we're using an AI component. So it's an AI background of it that I'm then programming and kind of tailoring down based off like my experience, right? So, it's kind of spits out stuff and then I'm kind of teaching it, okay, this is how I like to train, this is how I like to program nutrition, and then it kind of learns as we teach it more and then kind of gets so it can kind of almost learn how I would program and train people and spits those out. So it's a lot of programming. It's definitely a lot of work, doing that, plus also like filming all the exercise libraries and stuff. It definitely keeps me busy, but I think it'll be a good product at the end. I'm very excited for it. So yeah.
That's really cool, and that seems hard.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but it's learning for me. Like I'm not a tech guy, so when I'm having these meetings with the rest of my team and they're talking all this tech shit, I'm like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Tell me when you need me. Like I don't know what we're talking about. I'll see you next week. So it's good. Yeah.
So if you could give some advice on some some exercises to do and not to do.
For a young person.
Yeah, for a young kid like me.
Yeah, I think, look, I don't think it's like the worst exercise ever, but I think one thing guys get so caught up in, especially young guys, is like wanting to have like the heaviest flat bench press ever. I think for actual chest development, it's probably not the best thing, and I think it's also the thing that probably leads to the most like injuries, and I think when there's so many other tools in the tool belt, from machine pressing to dumbbell pressing, just machine pressing that I think can be more beneficial with less risk. I think that's probably the number one. And like, look, this is coming from me who was like, when I was young, I was like a 600 pound bench presser, but I'll also say I had literally no chest. So it wasn't like doing the most in terms of that. It just made me really good at bench pressing. So you want to be a power lifter, giver, bench press all day. I think if your goal is to, obviously maximize your physique and the hypertrophy, I think there's definitely better tools in the tool belt. So, and things to do, I mean, it's hard to narrow down to any specific things. I think there's, like I said, there's a million ways to skin a cat, and I think there's a lot of different great exercises there. And the biggest advice I think I can give to guys starting out is to really try everything, and try and see what feels good to you, what you like doing too, because I think a big component of training is like enjoyment. And especially if you're trying to do it long term and really build a high level physique, you got to love what you're doing. And I think a lot of bodybuilders too, like, they're trying to pick out the most specific, like nuanced, fancy exercises because they think they're the most optimal, and then they just fucking hate their training. Like they don't enjoy it, they don't get excited to go to the gym. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, the years I was making the most progress and my physique was absolutely at its best was the years when I was worrying the least about what I was doing and having the most fun in the gym. Like the days when the day before I was like so excited to go work out. Like I couldn't even sleep because I'm like so excited to go train the next day for the opportunity to be better. But I wasn't worrying about like these small nuances of like particular things in training. And I think that's when you over assess things and leave that kind of, behind, I think, the joy can go out and I think the progress can go along with it. Yeah.
I'm going to ask a bro chat question.
Sure, okay.
So, do you wipe standing up or wipe sitting down?
I get shit on. They're all sit down guys. I'm the one stand up guy, which is, you're a stand up guy? Yeah, see, I'm like a half. Like I'm like kind of like here, Where Fuad's like, he's like lifting one cheek, and I feel like that's how my wife wipes her ass. So I'm not about it, but I guess it makes more sense. You're not like stand up and smudging your shit together, but I mean, I'll just use a little extra toilet paper and stand up comfortably, So
That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, so yeah, that's I'm a stand-up guy through and through for sure. Yeah, I even tried. After we talked about it on the podcast, I was like, I'm going to try sitting down for a while, and I was like, oh, it kind of works. I kind of like this, and then like after a week, I just fell back to my old habits, and I'm like, oh fuck it, I give it up. It's too much thinking to like be consistent with that. So I'm back to my old ways of the 3/4 stand-up. Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. Good to talk to you guys. Yeah.
Once again, I'm Flex Wendel with Shamrock Fitness, signing out.